The realm, you got to understand the concept of the God that you are searching for is yourself. It goes beyond just you being God's and nobody else. It goes beyond to say that it is because of you that the race has a chance. Ice Cube, he done sold out. Talking about West Coast and East Coast and all this dumb stuff. You in America, catching hell on both coasts. Sublime mythology makes grotesque history.
والأرض إلا آتي الرحمن عبدا لقد أحصاهم وعدهم عدا الرحمن عبدا لقد أحصاهم وعدهم عدا
Watermelon TV. This is on my heart. I had to come tap in. I get why the masses of brothers, and I think it's Philadelphia, it's their neighborhood. It's probably somewhere in the East Coast there. You know, the Christian church abandoned these brothers. If you don't come suited up in your suit and your nice, clothes and confess with your tongue that Jesus is Lord, that's not the Gnosticism way. When you talk about Gnosticism, you're talking about the divine spark, the knowing that you are what God is. And so when the Christian church doesn't do that, especially the black church, remember, they want them to be gay and it's okay to be transgender, gay, all that. God forgives. You can be whatever and walk around, just whatever. These brothers aren't going for that. These black angels ain't going for that. So this is why all of a sudden you can go from the switch. Put that on there, my bad. I'm supposed to be more professional. Why? This is why. It almost looked like some gang members. No real discipline, at least be in a straight line. So do these guys understand who Prophet Muhammad was? Do they understand his history? Not Elijah Muhammad. We can get into that later. But this doesn't look transformed. This doesn't shine illumination. This is conversion. Come on, man. I like how the sun is shining over them, though, right? The sun shines on all of us. But come on, man. And we know Islam, and you see, they're adopting, it's not like they're adopting the nation of Islam, more uniform. They're adopting this radical street code. Shall I dare say Hamas? Shall I dare? This is gang culture. And it appears as though all these Americans reverted to Islam. Oh my God, dog. This shit it's sad, bro. It's sad. This is why Nas's album is the most important, because these dudes are going to be listening. Even though these outsiders have now told them that music is haram. Ain't that what they say? Music is haram. You gonna tell these niggas that music is haram? Well, I'm gonna tell them it ain't.
الرحمن عبدها لقد أحصاهم.
So we join the new religious movement. Yes, brother. Yes, brother. But you got 5 wives. You can mistreat them. You can lie to them. There's no real accountability. Go to Titans TV. Go to Tahuti Podcast every Saturday at 3 o'clock. California time. I'm just the bridge. I'm going to be the bridge for these brothers because this is like and a lot of these dudes is not American. That dude is, you could tell, the ones who not. What about this guy? What about this guy right here? Well, you can't see where my mouse is at. Look at this. Islam coming to the hood first. Yeah, man. Because that's what they want. You're free soldiers, is what you are. I'm just keeping it real. You're free soldiers. So it's like, I had to come back on and jump on because I was like, yo, hold on. I come from the divine spark. And, this is the mission I choose. Live, and I got my camera. I got a new camera, so I'm going to be back on the streets. Inspired by Sarnetta. Inspired by Tahuti. Inspired by Bobby Hemmett. I mean, we can go on and on. This is my new Social Security card. Right? My new card. But yeah, man, this is really for these brothers, man. Y'all got to wake up, really live with your heart, because if you do, your heart is going to liberate your mind, and you don't have to fall into another man's religion. And I understand because there's 1,000 of them. You want to be part of a group. It's like playing football. How many of these dudes play football? Let me stop. Let me stop this one. Let me stop this one. Watch this. Put this on. Watermelon TV. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'm just kind of keeping it real, man. Freestyling. I see why brothers is doing it. I live in a sanctioned city. I see it every time I go to the market. This is a diverse America, which is what they had planned 125 years ago, I'm sure. You just got to wait for the right time and moment. And so it was really when technology caught up to the imagination, or the imagination birthed that thing we call technology, the camera, the ability to broadcast. So like and subscribe to the channel, donate, or you don't have to. Either way, I'm still going to make it. Yes, Watermelon TV. So where was I going? Let's finish. Let's wrap up. Oh, let's wrap up with here. Here was I going. I didn't take no notes. I'm freestyling today. Blah, 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 blah. Video. I'm inspired by so many YouTube channels, man. So many people that you can tell they put their life on the line. And that's what we're doing. I'm putting my Social Security life on the line. Just like y'all doing. How many more hamburgers you gonna eat and filet? How long do you want to live in this hellhole misery. How much longer do you want to live? I don't know. Damn, what's I looking for? Watermelon TV. 1 second. Oh, oh man. I'm just going down my timeline of things I think are important and looking at oh my God. This, yes. Let's listen to the great professor. Give me 2.5 minutes. Listen.
Who is Jesus? Jesus was a messenger of the divine spark in us. And by focusing on Jesus and repeating his words, Jesus was like Zarathustra, like Plato, like Homer, like the Yahwehs, a port prophet. And so if you just repeated his sayings, and you glow, okay? And this explains why he became so popular. It also explains to us why the Romans had to kill him. Because at this time, the Roman Empire, the main currency, the main economy is based on slavery. Most people were slaves. If they're not slaves, they were poor. And here's Jesus, who's come to remind you that you don't have to be a slave. You are free to do whatever you want. There's a higher power than the Roman Empire, and it is the divine. It is the universe. And so people start to defy their masters. And they were no longer afraid of death. And this is why the Romans had to kill Jesus, because Jesus was stealing from them, right? Slaves are property. If you let slaves run away, if you free slaves, that destroys the wealth of the Romans. Remember that Jesus, when he was killed along with 2 thieves. He was crucified. And so Jesus was killed because he was a thief. He was stealing from.
That was what I want to say. That's what I want to go in. I love that part. You know what? Not even to break that down so full. Think about if we would have got these particular stories told to us in the church in 1989, in 1992, 1974. If we would have got, because remember, it's all stories. Nobody is there. All we are, we find ourselves in this life, and now everybody's telling us the story every Sunday. Imagine if I would have got that particular story back then, what would I be thinking about right now? That's what I reflect on. So, Watermelon TV, we here asking questions, using our imagination, rejecting materialism to activate creativity. We're rejecting materialism to activate creativity. I guess I'm out.
The realm, you got to understand the concept of the God that you are searching for is yourself. It goes beyond just you being God and nobody else. It goes beyond to say that it is because of you that the race has a chance. Ice Cube, he done sold out. Talking about West Coast and East Coast and all this dumb stuff. You in America, catching hell on both coasts. Sublime mythology makes grotesque history.